What's going on, guys? This is Jay Will, and I am speaking to Anna, who is a representative with LALAL.AI. Hopefully, I've pronounced that right. Really wanted to kind of dive in because it's really taken, especially a platform like TikTok, by storm when it comes to making remixes and really analyzing different audio songs that are used in pop culture and things today. So, hi, Anna. How are you?
Hi, thank you very much for the invitation and thank you very much for the introduction. I'm happy to be here. How are you?
Not too bad. Where are you coming from?
Actually, we're based in Russia, but half of our team is also based in Germany.
Awesome. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
So how long has LALAL.AI kind of been public or kind of out there and available for use?
I think it's about 3 years. So we launched it in the end of 2019 and in the year
Then the pandemics happened.
2020. Yeah, lucky we. But we started to develop it and to add some more features to that only in 2020.
Okay, cool. So since we've already kind of started on like where you guys, when you guys started, can you give us kind of like the origin story? Like how did LALAL.AI come to fruition?
Okay. First, from all of our team, I want to say thank you for invitation once again. And I would like to speak a bit about my colleagues who are very cool tech specialists in the fields of artificial intelligence, machine learning, mathematical optimization, and digital signal processing. So our goal as a team is to make music creation and mixing easier for DJs, for sound producers, for musicians, for engineers, as well as other music professionals and creative people. So mainly, our first and foremost goal is to help people create music and make this world with their music better. So we stand for quality, transparency, constant development, and self-development, and we want to make people's life better. So we constantly are making our service better. So for that, we constantly are making ourselves as professionals better every day. As I have already said, service was first launched in the year 2019, and initially, LALAL.AI isolated stems with RockNet. So RockNet was our first neural network that we created using 20 terabytes of training data for extraction of instrumentals and voice tracks. So at first, it was only possible to separate vocals and instrumentals, so to make a cappella versions and karaoke versions. At that time, when we were using RockNet, we were constantly analyzing the network performance, and we were studying all existing and all popular artificial intelligence-based stem separators because we always wanted to improve the stem splitting quality of our service. And as a result, our team came to the conclusion that all solutions that are on the market right now, including ours, have the same key flow. They focus on amplitude processing and they ignore the phase aspects. And it was a kind of prerequisite for the creation of new architecture, subsequently used for Cassiopeia, our second generation neural network. I think I should explain a bit why.
Yeah, for everyone at home, I just want to make sure that everyone understands. So you guys focused more on not just the amplitude, which is the height of each frequency and on a waveform, but you're saying the phase was an issue. So hopefully I'm explaining this correctly, but the phase is what's going on as far as when it cancels itself out in order to extract things that are possibly in the center of a track. That's normally how like the old heads used to extract vocals from things. Am I kind of in the same ballpark?
Yes, you're right. And this was the major flaw. And we also didn't like that about our service. So we wanted to find a solution to get rid of these phase aspects. And why ignoring phase aspects is bad? It's because phase aspects, they lead to artifacts that sound alike and in final result. And these artifacts produce a dry and plastic sound, and sometimes effects
Doesn't feel
similar,
natural.
to those that generated by sound processors on the market. And they are quite unpleasant to the ear, and they perceive it as foreign in final isolated stems. So that was actually a reason why we decided to think about and to work on our second generation neural network. And it was hard. And I think this is the reason why most solutions, most of our competitors don't take face into account, because it's an extremely sophisticated task due to the specific and instrument dependent behavior of the face. So you know that. We made several attempts to solve this phase inclusion problem head on. For instance, we tried repeating the way amplitude processing is performed, but that didn't work out. And we proved it by our own investigations, and you can also find some publications on the forums or on the internet, so it's clearly demonstrated there. But despite the complexity of the problem, we still managed to find the key to it, and we created a neural network architecture that could work in the complex number field, but all the solutions before worked in the field of real numbers. So we found the decision that could work in the complex number field and process both the amplitude and phase parts of the input mix and output stems simultaneously at the same time.
Nice.
Yeah, it was completely new structure that had actually very, very little in common with RockNet. But it worked out, and Cassiopeia provided a leap in separation quality, and it outperformed RockNet in vocal isolation, and also the stems generated by Cassiopeia had a much fuller, denser, and more pleasant sound due to the correct phase processing.
That makes sense, because I remember when we used to use phase cancellation to try to isolate vocals and things of that nature, the vocal never sounded as powerful, because of those cancellations that you guys have obviously found a better way to solve. So that's awesome. I'm sorry, keep going.
Yeah, okay. But so yeah, Cassiopeia, it was a great decision for us, but high quality comes at a high price. So it was a far more complex network than RockNet, and its training required almost, I don't know, a terabyte of data and machine time just to isolate the vocal channel. You know, it can be comparable to a year of operation of an average gaming computer. So this time we needed to train a neural network to work on vocal. But so yeah, it was the first half of 2021. So LALAL.AI users were able to use Cassiopeia, and they were actually able to choose between two networks before uploading their files. But later on, we decided to remove the neural network switch, and RockNet, we removed it, and all files started to get processed only through Cassiopeia, as it was superior to RockNet in all aspects and for all stem isolation tasks. But we didn't stop here, because we were and we still are far from idea of our ideal separator. So we still did a lot of research, and we identified the most promising new approaches that became the foundation of the next generation neural network called Phoenix. This is the network that we're working on now. And Phoenix is now available for vocal separation only. And compared to the previous neural network, Phoenix processes and splits files into stems twice as fast, and also delivers higher quality vocal extraction. Also handles backing vocals much more carefully and produces significantly fewer artifacts. So at the moment we have a solution for vocals only, but no doubts that we're going to work on it, and that is going to be followed by solutions for separating other stems. So it's only a matter of time, since each of these requires a substantial amount of machine time to create.
Exactly. That was one of the first things when I first got introduced to the service, that it did take a minute for stems to be extracted. Although I personally think that, like, if you want something to quality, I mean, you might have to wait just a little bit longer, which is totally, it makes sense to me. But the fact that I noticed that you guys were talking about Phoenix on the website, and it looks really, really interesting. So I'm excited to test that out myself in the near future.
Oh, thank you. We're excited to have so many audience, so big audience that actually is following our updates.
For sure. Well, that's awesome. So like now that we understand like where the company, how the company came about, and like the mission statement, let me ask probably a question that many ask all the time is, what does LALAL.AI actually, does it stand for anything? How did you guys come up with the name? It's very interesting. It stands out tremendously. So I have to ask.
Actually, yeah, I have been asked this question for a lot of times, but actually there's nothing to say. There is nothing interesting behind the name of that. It's just kind of la la la, something connected to music, something that shows our personalities. So we're easygoing, we're open to the world, we are always positive. And so we created LALAL.AI. One more mission behind LALAL.AI service is that we want this STEM separation to be available for a lot of people. I'm not sure if you know, but in the past, it was only available to people that were professional musicians. So STEM separation was only available for them, and only they could get access to separated stems and work with them. They needed to use some professional apps, etc., etc. But we really wanted to like widen this narrow circle of people, and we want everyone interested in music and who is passionate about the music to be able to separate stems and use them wherever or whenever they want, no matter what the experience is, no matter what their status is. I mean, if they're amateurs or truly professionals in the music sphere. So we wanted this to be able to more people, like for everyone. And we made it a kind of mission. So we like wanted to create a unique music universe where these things can be done easily and can be available for everyone, not only to a narrow circle of people. So also this name LALAL.AI shows that that we're open, that we're transparent, and that we want everybody to understand the mission and everybody to enjoy what they're doing.
That's really cool. And I really think that I've seen a lot of bigger name composers, producers kind of say the same thing when it comes to when they start to create software and things like that. Some of the most inspiring creativity comes from a kid from nowhere that doesn't have much experience, but was daring enough to try something that most maybe professionals say that that's a rule that we can't cross. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
or a line that we can't cross.
Yeah.
So like the fact that that's accessible to anyone, I think is really, really cool, because again, as you guys were saying, it sparks a greater depth of creativity.
Yeah.
And there's no price on that. That's really, really cool.
And by the way, what do you think? Is that name easy to remember?
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Like the branding is like perfect. For me personally, I'm a huge Sesame Street fan when I was a kid, and like this, it reminds me of a character that used to sing la 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 all the time. So like it, and then the branding with the coloring, like it's perfect for me. So like I really dig it. You guys stand out, and that's the point, right?
Yeah.
So I definitely think that's a cool bit. Some of the other things that I'm sure, we have a Discord, and we were actually trying to come up with other questions as well. How do you guys feel that LALAL.AI wants to be kind of, I mean, obviously you guys are using AI technology to kind of make this this service possible. As we dive further and further into like Web3 space and how AI is kind of becoming a bigger pillar in the music creation process, or just the music industry in general, like how you guys see yourselves kind of making sure that we're continuing on the right track as far as with AI is concerned?
We are mostly oriented on the feedback from our users and on the feedback from our team. Firstly, to tell the truth, it was only 3 people from our whole company working on a LALAL.AI project because, it's important to have some technical knowledge. It's important to have understanding of how you're going to build a product, how you're going to build web service. Yes, it's okay, but you also need to know all these ins and outs of music industry. You need to understand what people need. You need to understand why your competitors, why they are providing not the best quality on the market, and how you can outdo them, how you can do better. So we do a lot of research every time. We try to work with the best people, with truly professionals in software, engineering, and in musical industry. And I think this is the fact that helps us to understand that we're moving the right way. So we're constantly improving ourselves. We are constantly improving our team, our knowledge, and that way we're trying to improve AI and our service.
Okay, nice, awesome. Yeah, because I think that sometimes, especially there's other services out there that like help you master and things of that nature, which is cool. But I definitely think that there's a sense of uniformity if you're always using AI to kind of do some of the human things that we're normally used to doing, like with mixing and things of that nature. So it's great that you guys are making sure that you're staying in touch with how the industry works and how it can be improved upon, because there's definitely a ton of improvements that can be done with music industry.
Absolutely.
So that's awesome. So let me see here. I had a couple other questions if you had a little bit more time. Let me see. What do you guys see for LALAL.AI in the future? Is it going to always be an internet access based service, or do you see other devices being included in the future? Like, what do you guys see yourselves in the next 3 to 5 years?
That's a great question, because right now, first and foremost goal for 2022 for us is to make our algorithm better and integrate Phoenix to all stems available on LALAL.AI. Nice. So it's bass, drums, piano, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, and synthesizer. And we're also planning, because we got a lot of questions and feedback from our audience, we're planning to widen the list of stems available. Now, I cannot reveal all the secrets of what stems we're planning to include to the list, but you can make your own guess or just let us know via social media networks or send a message to our support what stems you think should be added first. By the way, what do you think? What would it be?
I'm trying to think here. You guys have already done a great job with like background vocals, which is something that I've always been kind of interested in, especially with a lot of the pop artists and stuff that are using that have kind of released their stems. So I think that's kind of cool. Foley would be interesting.
Okay.
Also, I'm thinking, what else would be cool to extract from a song? Honestly, Foley and ear candy is like my favorite thing, because it's something that happens so quickly, and it's really, really rare because it only happens once in a song. Like that's the biggest thing that I'd probably actually want. Oh, you know what? What about like when it comes to like music theory, would you guys be able to like extract the actual names of chords and things of that nature?
Oh yeah, that's great.
That'd be kind of interesting. I mean, obviously it's something that with proper ear training you could do, but if AI could do it even faster, I'm sure that'd be helpful for a lot of people.
Yeah, thank you. One of the most, I don't know why, it was very fun for me. On one of my TikTok videos, there was a person who asked, "When are you going to add harpoon?" I said, "What? Why the
harpoon?"
Yes. Why the hell you need harpoon? It's you know what is that?
I'm thinking of like the tool to hunt fish. We might be thinking of two different things.
Yes. No, it's not the tool for fish. It's like It's the music instrument that you use with your mouth. It's like harmonica for mouth.
Oh, okay, yeah. The like what's the like a or I can't pronounce it. It starts with an O, but it's like a small
Yes.
little handheld, like almost like pan flute
Yes.
kind of situation,
Yes.
but it's like made out of ceramics.
I don't know why this person needed to extract this music instrument, but it was fun. We had a lot of fun discussing, are we going to edit or not?
That's awesome. Yeah. That's interesting.
And as for some other future plans, right now we have some ideas, but they're still like ideas of what we can do with LALAL.AI to make it a bigger project for music industry. You know that with LALAL.AI you can create karaoke. And we are thinking in that sphere. So maybe we could create our own karaoke box, so something physical that can be like that you can touch and that you can use. We think it's a great idea, but we just we're not sure. We still need to make some research in this sphere and to find people who can give us advice on how to do that. So if somebody who is professional in karaoke sphere is listening to this, please contact us. So
because that would be amazing.
Yeah, we want to make something physical on the basis of LALAL.AI neural network. But still, we have a lot of ideas and we're not sure what we're going to do first.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Because not just with remixes, that's obviously how I think LALAL.AI became extremely popular, especially on TikTok. But like to be able to have the exact same track, even with the backing vocals and stuff, and then extract the main vocal so you could kind of layer yours on top. That's a really, really cool idea. I actually use LALAL.AI for something very, very similar. Well, I'll extract the vocals of a track maybe that I've been using as a reference and then put it on my track to make sure that I have enough space for the vocal.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different applications that this definitely could be used for. Something else that just came to mind is like maybe with even augmented reality, if we continue to go down that rabbit hole with like being able to kind of extract the stems in some type of VR space would be kind of cool.
Yeah, we also thought about that. Like in movies, that would be great.
Oh yeah, totally. Let me see here. I might have one more question for you now. Again, thank you so much for your time. This has been really insightful.
No problem.
Let me see here. The last question I had. Oh, okay. So if one's wanted to go through the process, and there's a couple different features, which how long does let me ask that again.
Okay.
So there's a bunch of different features that you guys offer on your website, which is awesome. There's a business class, there's a basic, and there's also a free version, which is kind of cool. With that though, when we want to extract something, is there a specific process that helps the algorithm work a lot better? Like, should we give lossless files? Should they be in a certain bit depth and things of that nature? Like, how can we make the algorithm work better for us when we're using the service?
That's a great question, because many people and many users believe that everything depends on the service, that the result extraction depends on the way we train our algorithm, but not, because actually many things the result depends on many things, and one of them is the original quality of the sound and the way it was recorded. So I'm not going to go deeper in that, but if you want to have great results, you need to understand that this track that you are going to separate and the stems that you're going to extract, that they were recorded with great tools, and that it has great quality behind it. Only after that, we can also provide like 100% result that you will certainly like. So it's important to understand, that not everything depends on the service, but we're trying to do our best.
That makes sense. It's almost like cooking. Like, you can't expect a gourmet meal if you're using terrible ingredients, right?
Yeah.
So as long as you have that quality, you're going to get some quality back.
Yeah.
Awesome. Excellent insight. Well, Anna, thank you so much again for doing this. I think this is really, really cool. And please, guys, as you're listening or viewing this, please go follow LALAL.AI on TikTok and on Instagram. I believe their service is incredible, and I definitely think they're taking the music community, especially the producer community, by storm. And definitely excited to see what they do in the future, especially with Phoenix. Did you have anything else you wanted to add or anything like that?
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me to this interview. It was a pleasure to talk to you. And thank you so much for your great feedback for LALAL.AI. And guys, if you have any questions, ideas, any tips, please feel free to comment on this episode, on this video, whatever you see it or listen to it. And feel free to reach out to our support team. We're looking forward to getting more feedback from our audience because we work for you and we are eager to make your experience better and better with LALAL.AI. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks again. Take it easy.